Welcome to Help for Body Learning. I am Ashish Gadpaile, your Java trainer. Today we are going to discuss about inter-thread communication using wait and notify. So let's see an example how we can use wait and notify for the inter-thread communication. So guys, we are going to create first, that is main class, that is main thread we are going to create. So we have a thread demo class. And here we are having a main method. Then another child thread we have to create first. So we have a child thread, that is class my thread. This is my child thread. And then how it is child thread? So when we extend the thread class, so it will be a child thread. So class my thread extend thread class. Okay. Now what we are going to do, we are doing the summation of this thread, how many times my thread is executing. So let me create a local variable, that is int sum. We have to override a run method here. So public void run method we have. And in run method, we have to create a synchronized block. So only child thread will be executed. Okay. So we have to use this synchronized block. So this keyword we have to pass. This is my synchronized block is there. Now we have to write a logic for int I equals to 0. Then I less than 10 times we are executing it. Then plus I here. Then we have to print a message, that is system dot out dot println. We are printing a message, that is this is my child thread. So child thread message we are going to print, and we are printing this index number. And suppose I want to add this number, so how we can add sum equals to sum plus I we can mention here, and just mention this sum as a 0. Of course by default it is 0. So but we are mentioning as 0. Okay, so my run method logic is completed. Now what we have to do, we will wait in main thread. So whenever we are waiting in main thread, so we have to notify this synchronous logic. Okay, so after finishing this for loop, what we have to do, we have to call this notify method. So notify method we have to call. So we have called here notify method. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create the logic in main thread. So what is the logic in main thread? So in main thread, we are getting first the object of this my thread. So how to create object of my thread? My thread t object we are going to create. My thread t equals to new my thread, and then t dot start is there. So when t dot start is there, so it will be execute run method. So now t dot start is there. Now again we are going to create the synchronized block here. So synchronized block I am going to create. So we have passed this thread. So only that thread will be executed. Okay. So we have a synchronized block for this thread, and we are printing a message, that is system dot out dot print ln. Now in the message we are mentioning that is my main thread is waiting for my thread completion. Okay, because we are waiting here. Okay, so I'm writing a message like my main thread waiting for, main thread is waiting for my thread completion. Okay, my thread completion. Okay, so main thread will be wait here for my thread completion, and I'm writing a logic for loop like int I equals to 0, then I less than 10, then plus I am going to mention. I am writing a logic here. Suppose if my I value is equal to 5, if I value is equal to 5, so what we have to do, we have to wait. So t is what? T is my thread object, means my thread object is there. T is my thread object. So t will be wait here. So first it will execute main thread. So main thread logic we have to print. So we are printing a message for this main thread. So system dot out dot println, and we are printing the message for this main thread. So main thread message we are printing. So main thread will be printed, and of course if you want to print the index number, so we can print the index number here. Okay, so now what it will do, it will execute main thread first 5 times. Okay, 5 times it will be executed. Then it will check if I equals to 5, then t dot wait. When t dot wait will be called, so it will be wait, and my main thread will be wait until completing this child thread. So then child thread will be executed 10 times. When child thread will be executed 10 times, then it will be notified. So when it will be notified, so whatever threads are there, it will be notified. So notify this thread. So which thread is in the waiting? So T is in the waiting. So then my main thread will be executed. So now there may be a possibility that wait method may throw interrupted exception. So we have to handle this by using a try catch block here. So first we have to handle this by using a try catch. So try block is here, try, and then we have added this try block. So try block is completed here. Let me okay, now it is fine. So now try block is finished, and we have to mention the catch block. So my catch block is there, catch block, and it may throw an interrupted exception. So interrupted exception we have added here, and in interrupted exception we can mention that is IE dot print stack trace we can mention. Of course, we can use this system.out.println and we can directly print IE here. So we have printed a message, that is whatever message will be there, so it will be printed by using a print stack trace. So now logic is complete. Now what we have to do after finishing this try catch block, so my synchronize block will be completed. Yes, so this is my synchronize block, and after the synchronize block, suppose I want to print this sum variable. So how we can print that? So system dot out dot println, and I am mentioning here that is my thread sum equals to my thread sum equals to my thread sum equals to, then we have already thread object, that is T we have. So T dot sum I'm going to call. So whatever summation will be there, so it will be print in the main thread. So this is the logic for wait and notify. So let me explain once again what we are going to do. We have created child thread, and child thread will be executed 10 times, and we have a synchronized block, so it will be executed 10 times. And in the main thread, what we have did, we have a logic for a main thread will be executed 10 times, but we are checking here. So main thread will be executed first 5 times, and 0 to 5, and when I value will be 5, so it will be in the waiting state, because we have called the wait method. So T dot wait here, so main thread will be in the waiting state. So till time my thread will be executed. So then my thread will be executed. So my thread is having a logic, that is child thread. So child thread will be executed 10 times. Then we have called the notify method, so it will be notified to the T. Okay, and T is available in the main thread. So then rest of the logic of the main thread will be executed here. So now let me execute. I hope no error is there. No error is there. Now let me run again. Okay, so we can see here the main thread is waiting for the my thread. First 5 times main thread is executed. Then my main thread is executed. Then we have called this wait method. So when we call this wait method, so then wait method we have called. So then which thread will be executed? Then my child thread will be executed 10 times. Okay, so here you can see my child thread is executed 10 times. Then we have called, after completion this for loop, we have called this notify. So whatever threads will be in the waiting state, that will be notified, and that will be coming to runnable to running. Okay, so then my rest of the main thread logic will be executed. So main thread 5, 6, 7, 8, 19 executed, and we have called this sum my thread. So whenever it will be called, it will be sum. So it's printing, that is sum equal to 40. So this is the main logic for inter-thread communication, how we can perform the inter-thread communication logic in Java. So you can take a note of it.